book that's out currently on the website called Implants. There's two phases to implants. I'll give this to you very basically, and I'll give you a perfect example that is just
because we only have about 5 minutes.
I'll do this very quickly. Implants, we found, were physical things that they put inside people, and we've done 23 surgeries to date, removed them, and so on. I was a victim of the experience myself in 1960. A lady, their entire family had been broken up by the alien abduction phenomena, and I know these people very well. The whole family literally split up and went their ways. And the lady never would come in for me to work with her. And a year later, she called me and said, I want you to work with me. I said, fine. And I did hypnosis with her and some specialized techniques we use for memory recovery. So we knew it was memory we were getting into. Long story short is her entity molested her. And she cried and cried. She's a very moral lady, and she was just mortified and cried and cried and cried. And she thought it was her doctor. Now, this is an amazing thing. The screensaver memory they gave her was her doctor did it to her. She was prepared to go sue him. I got news for her. Her doctor wasn't even present. And accusing your doctor or something like that is going to get you in court. So the wonderful thing is that we clearly made that clear to her so she could see it herself. She could realize. I said, how many, you're in your doctor's office? She said, yes. And I said, you're absolutely sure? She said, yes. I said, count the corners in your doctor's office. She looks around the room in a circular method and says, there aren't any corners in here. Well, it's obvious it's not her doctor's office, but it is a doctor, but it's not her doctor.
Her doctor.
Not her physical doctor. It's her doctor, the alien, the one they refer to as the doctor. Anyway, after a while, she figures that out, and she's horrified, and she's crying and everything, and he molests her, and we put this all on film and everything, and for her reference and everything. The lady was working with me in the event. And she cried and cried and says, well, why would he do that to me? I didn't do anything to anybody. She's crying and crying. And I said, I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone else, and I'm going to tell you because it's destroyed your family, and I'll probably never see you again, and you probably need an answer. She said, yes. And I said, the guy that molested you did not feel anything. He doesn't have any genitalia, and he doesn't get it, and he doesn't care. But he knows what he's been instructed to do. And I said, the best way to think of him is a biological tape recorder. I said, and those emotions and passions and horrific things that you felt and enormous passions, I said, he will take those back to the one who sent him here. And they will, in fact, like a drug, be played for that entity that sent him here. And he'll crawl off in his hexagonal tube and lay there until it's time to come back and get more from you. And a year or so later, they'll come back and get something more. I said, it's nothing like what you think.
So it makes me think of, like, that cartoon Monsters, Inc., where, the whole city runs off of emotional energy, and the monsters go into the closet and scare the little kids to collect their emotional energy that they take back.
It's kind of like that.
Well, in a cartoon kind of way.
Yes. One of the things that I love to tell people about the overall picture is that the whole overall picture is this. The map is not the territory. And they said, what do you mean by that? I said, I mean, if you hold a map up, is that Texas? No, it's a map. I said, okay, the map is not the territory, is it? I said, the menu's not the meal. It may look like the meal and often looks better than the meal. But the fact is, it isn't the meal, and if you try to eat the menu, you're going to find out it's not the meal at all. And it doesn't taste very good. I said, my point is, UFOs are not the territory. They're maps. Implants are not the territory. They may be just maps. Crop circles are not the territory. They may be just maps. I said, that's my point. I said, the guy delivering you, basically, the waiter, he's not the chef. I said, never mistake the waiter for the chef. There's someone bigger behind this stuff.
Well, you know what? It's that time, and I think we're just going to leave it on that point with a little bit of mystery and intrigue. Yeah. Because, Derrel, we still have to talk about implants. There's more stuff we have to talk about.
Sure.
So if somebody wants to get your books, Alien Hunter, The Evidence in Light, and the other books that you've written that I haven't read yet, where can they go do that?
They go to the website at alienhunter.org and simply click on either one of the two books there, and you can order them right there on the site. You can also click on Alien Hunter, and it will email me directly, and you can ask any questions you want, and I answer all the emails.
Cool.
And it's free. I answer these questions for free.
Excellent. We are going to definitely have you back on the show because this is great. This is juicy. I like juicy stuff.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. And so if there's anybody out there who thinks they might be an abductee, you know, any word of advice, any word of advice, I'm not even sure where to go with that.
The best word of advice is if you can live without finding out what it's all about, I suggest you do that. If you have to open Pandora's box, please understand, you will never get it closed again. This stuff will be with you for the rest of your life. Email me and I'll answer your questions.
Because of the memories that come up, et cetera, et
cetera? Yes. A guy told me here a while back, he said, I think my mother was present in my last event. And I said, I wouldn't open that box. And he said, I have to. And I said, that's fine. If you want to and you have to, do it. And he went and talked to his mother and said, I think you were there when I was a kid. And she said, I was. But they always brought you back. He said, oh, my God, what am I going to do now? Even my mother verifies every word of it's true. I said, I told you not to open the box. I said, you're going to have to live with it now. That's just the way it is. You can't not know it.
Well, something's happening to my cue music, so we're just going to go skip the cue music. Derrel, thank you very, very much for coming on the show, and we will have you back. Okay?
Thank you so much, Dr. Rita.
All right. And next week, we are going to be talking, there it is, finally, but it's cued wrong, I know. Next week, we're going to be talking to Larry Flaxman about vibration, consciousness, and the zero-point grid. In the second hour, we're going to be talking to